Good morning or hello, wherever you are in your day. It's Peyton, and I'm just here with a little practice today that I'm going to pop into the Expand Beyond Recovery membership. This is a practice that you might want to partake of in the morning as part of what you do to start your day. This could also be a break throughout your day, maybe a break from your desk, a time where you might need some movement, some inspiration, perhaps just connecting to your center. So really, you could do this anytime. Morning practice is usually something that I try to do daily, but sometimes life comes along and changes that for me. So again, whenever you feel like you might need a little shift in how you're thinking, how you're feeling, a break, a connection to your body, I encourage you to maybe pop on this video and give it a try. We are currently in the month of gratitude and grace, and I am finding as the month goes by that gratitude and grace are not things that we achieve or that we necessarily work towards. I think it's much more simple than that. There are things that you can do, obviously things that I've offered this month in terms of part of the work, lists, activities, exercises. I think what I'm coming away with this month is that gratitude and grace feel more like allowing yourself to be where you are, especially grace. I know that in hard times, we might want to amp up our practices. I mean, that's kind of the natural thing to do. But I'm finding value these days in just allowing myself to be where I am, keeping that connection going with myself, allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling, and knowing that, yes, I do have gratitude for the things in my life that are supporting me right now. And I can call those things up and give thanks. But I can also know that it doesn't have to be this, overwhelming experience of gratitude. I don't have to write it out in a list. I don't have to speak it out loud. I can just sit quietly with that and really just focus, like I said, on being where I am in this moment. I'm going to start this practice today with a reading by a person by the name of Bella Ruth. It's from Prayers for Healing. Just give me this, a rinsing out, a cleansing free of all my smaller strivings, so I can be the class act God intended, true to my purpose, all my energy aligned behind my deepest intention. And just this, a quieting down, a clearing away of internal ruckus, so I can hear the huge stillness in my heart and feel how I pulse with all creation, part and parcel of your great singing ocean. And this too, a willingness to notice and forgive the myriad times I fall short, forgetting who I really am, what I really belong to, so I can start over, fresh and clean, like sweet sheets billowing in the summer sun, my heart pierced with gratitude. So, Prayers for Healing, August 15th is the date of that reading. I want to start just by saying simple movement every day is amazing. We don't have to run marathons. We don't have to necessarily go to the gym and work out for an hour a day. We don't have to do an hour and a half of yoga. Simply moving our bodies, being in our bodies, inhabiting our bodies is a beautiful thing. And so, that might look different for everyone, but I think there's some simple yoga stretches that we can do like I said, in the morning or halfway through our day that just help to keep our spines healthy, stretch things out a little bit, especially if we've been sitting at a desk. So I'm going to start today just with a simple cross-legged position here. This might not feel good for you, so you might want to sit a pillow underneath your hips. Your hips a little higher can help. You might want to extend your legs out. You might want to sit in a chair while you're doing this. So finding a comfortable seated shape or form, and then just maybe placing a hand on your heart, maybe a hand on your belly, and taking a few moments to connect to your breath, to feel your breath in your body. And maybe as you are breathing, you're just feeling your spine or visualizing your spine and sending the crown of your head up to the ceiling and then rooting down. So your sits bones, your tailbone are sinking into whatever surface you are sitting upon. So keeping the spine long, the back of the neck nice and long, and just continuing to breathe here. Maybe closing your eyes, scanning your experience right now of your breath, or just finding a spot to gaze on. An invitation to take 3 deep inhales through your nose. And maybe the last inhale through the nose. And then maybe opening the mouth and sighing it out. Bringing the hands just to rest gently on the knees at the tops of the thighs. And I'm going to start this morning with these, I like to call them Buddha rolls. So we're keeping our sits bones kind of pressed onto the mat or the chair. And you are just doing some big circles here. Rotating the spine around the hips. Invitation to move in the other direction. And then coming back to center. This time we're keeping the hips stationary and we're going to rotate the ribs in that circle. So finding space in the center of your body, in the solar plexus. And it doesn't have to be a big circle here, just a little circle. Just again, helping us to create that space, warming up the spine here. Coming back to center. This time we're going to lift up the hands, or we're going to clasp hands, forearms or elbows. We're going to lift them up. Again, you get to decide how far they come up. Then we're drawing those circles with our elbows on the ceiling. And really trying to keep the movement in the shoulder area. So once again, hips, sits bones are stationary. It's the upper body that we're finding space in here. Reversing the direction. And an invitation to let the hands go and let them float. And maybe we want to make big circles here, letting the entire upper body move. Maybe reversing the direction. So circles with the spine. Beautiful. Letting the hands just float down. Once again, taking a deep inhale here. And an exhale. Planting the right hand, lifting left hand up and over for a side stretch. And if the left sits bone has come up, just plant it back down. Just creating as much space as you can. Invitation to drop the left shoulder towards the right knee, float it down, and then let it float up towards the ceiling. So a little spinal wave here, inside stretch. Linking your movement with your breath. And then letting that hand float all the way over, fingertips to the ground. Coming into side stretch on the other side. And if the right sits bone is up, just planting it back down. Breathing into the right side of your body. Invitation to drop the shoulder and maybe float it up. Maybe closing your eyes while you're doing this, just to see what that does. Maybe taking a moment to notice this side of the body. And then letting that hand come all the way up and over. We're going to bring the left hand to the right knee. Find a spot for the left hand behind, or sorry, that would be the right hand. And then allow yourself to twist over to the right. Sitting up nice and tall, softening the shoulders, and the shoulder heads are really moving away from each other. You're creating a lot of space around your heart. Maybe you want to turn the head and glance over the left shoulder. Breathing through your twist. Releasing when you're ready, coming back through center, taking it over to the other side. Right hand on left knee. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe turning the head slowly to look over the opposite shoulder. When you are ready to release, just gently coming back to center, placing the hands upon the knees, then the invitation to come into some spinal waves. So again, we're going to move the spine back and forth here. So on your inhale, you're lifting the collarbones. If your hands are on your knees here, I invite you to just pull your elbows towards your waist as you're lifting the collarbones up on your inhale. And then on your exhale, let the mid-back fall towards the back, hollow out the body, drop head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe you're even leaning back on your tailbone here, rolling back slightly. And then alternating between these two shapes. And your spine is moving like a wave. Linking your movement to your breath. Keeping the shoulders soft. Maybe a few more of these here. The next time you come up to the seated long spine here, inviting you to lift your hands and your arms to cactus, bringing them together, letting them split back. So a few rounds of this, getting into the shoulders here and the upper back. Moving with your breath. One last one here. Beautiful. Invitation to switch your legs out if you've got them crossed. Maybe bringing the one that was behind in front. And then we're going to move our spine down here. We're going to walk ourselves down. And again, two options here, keeping the spine nice and straight, hinging at the hips only, walking the fingertips out until you feel a little bit of stretch in the hips. So breathing here, keeping the head level, the back of the neck long. The second option, and maybe you want to do both, are to just let yourself fold over your legs. So maybe bending the elbows, placing the hands on the ground, and allowing the head, neck, and shoulders to drop. Letting the shoulders kind of spill out to each side of your back. When you're ready, walking yourself back up to center, extending the legs out in front of you, maybe pointing and flexing the toes a few times here. Maybe spreading the toes. And then relaxing the legs. We're going to bring our arms up here. Take a big inhale. On our exhale, we're going to come into forward fold. So inviting you down. Once again, you get to decide how far down you come. You also get to decide if your legs are straight or perhaps they have a little bend in them. Just want to find some stretch in our hamstrings, in our lower back. So just experiment here, explore. What can you do to find some space, to create some space in the lower back, in the hamstrings? That may mean keeping head, neck, and shoulders up again. That may mean just allowing yourself to fold over your legs. An invitation to feel your breath. Feel that inhale and the exhale. If you're having a hard time feeling your breath, just imagine the wave, the inhale and the exhale. Time for Kitty to join us. Taking a few more moments here. When you're ready, coming back up to center, bringing the feet, bending the knees and bringing the feet up, and maybe they're about hip distance apart. Last flowing move here. You are welcome to lean back on your hands here. Drop your knees from side to side. And that might be enough to just work out any kinks from either sleeping or sitting in a chair all day. And again, maybe you want to, we've done this before in class, do one leg at a time. Maybe that makes a difference deep in your hip joint, or both. And you're welcome to keep doing this with your breath on your own time, or you can sit up a little bit, and the next time you drop your knees over to the left, we're going to pick up the right hand and we're going to reach it up, open it up towards the sky. And we want to open up this side of the body. So the back leg, just reach up and open from there, and rolling across your tailbone. Left arm comes up. And maybe doing that a few times with your breath. Deep inhale as we raise the arm. moving gently and intentionally here. And maybe it's just adding a little word, a mantra of, I'm opening up to this day, to what this day brings, knowing that you are strong enough to weather whatever comes. And being grateful for the body that you're in, for what it can do. Having grace, allowing grace for maybe what it can't do at this point. Bringing hands to your heart. Again, just acknowledging you, acknowledging your value and worthiness, your sacredness. Nobody is like you. You are an original. And I just invite you to take your space today, to be where you are, to remember the people, places, and things that you are grateful for. And most importantly, just allow yourself to be where you are today. I just want to finish with a few words here. The title of this reading is Be Okay with Where You Are. You do not need to be anywhere other than where you are right now. You don't need anything other than what you have right now. Don't spend your time striving to be somewhere else. Instead, focus on where you are. Life is always leading us, but we cannot hear her call if we do not ground ourselves in the current moment. If you are thinking of the future so much, by the time you get to it, you'll be thinking of another future. So all of the hard work and sacrifices you are putting into getting to the future are hard to enjoy because the bar will always be rising. Celebrate your creations when they happen. Take a moment to breathe and truly enjoy them. If you are in discomfort, be there. If you are in exciting, be there. If where you are is in grief, be with the grief, because all moments will end. So we know that everything changes. Thank you so much for viewing my video today. Again, you can use this, of course, at any time. And I encourage you to add to it, to develop maybe things that speak to you, movements that speak to you, so that it becomes yours. I hope to see you all again soon, and I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you grace. I wish you gratitude. And of course, may the light of the universe shine upon our path. Thanks so much, everyone. Need to move her. Have a great day.